Hi, it's Steffi from Steffi's Beads and Baubles. Quick update. I will be done babysitting very soon. Our daughter has to give her notice soon because it's just getting too hard for her to work with a toddler and a husband that gets up really early in the morning, and she just doesn't get enough sleep. So probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks, I'm not going to be babysitting anymore, and you'll get me full time. So I'll be able to really start crafting. It's really hard to get excited when I just don't have the time. So just give me a couple more weeks, 3 at the most, and you'll have me full time. But this is a special video because I wanted to show you this first. This is part of an estate sale we just went to. And it says $4, but it was half price day, so I got it for $2. It's a neat old vintage jewelry box, but this isn't what my video is about. My video is about what I put into this jewelry box. My husband and I, because I always involve him, and he loves this stuff as much as I do. I showed him this vintage lot of jewelry that I was following on eBay. And at that time, it was not real expensive, but we added up how many pieces we saw and what we were willing to pay per piece. And I kept raising my bid until I finally put my highest bid in, and I got it. With tax and shipping, which was minimal, like $8 shipping, $9 tax. I think I paid $123-ish, 122 and change, 123 and change, somewhere in there. I think it was 122 and change for everything in this box. Now that sounds like a lot of money, but I think it was like $1.40 a piece is what I ended up paying. Something like that. Our goal was under one. Well, I think it might have been, hold on, I can tell you exactly. Yes, it was like $1.92 per piece, and our goal was $2 or less. So we just made it, and we weren't even worried about shipping and taxes. That's just the purchase price. So with taxes, with insurance, not insurance, with taxes. Well, she did insure it for me too. With taxes, insurance, and shipping, it's $1.92 a piece. So why did we buy this? Well, we knew that we could resell it for more. Now, let me give you a sneak peek of what I have in this beautiful box. And there are just some gorgeous, gorgeous pieces. I'm going to open up the listing and tell you some of what she described it as. Because this is why we bought it. Is she said in the description, she said, offering this vintage rhinestone jewelry box lot with many signed pieces such as Hollycraft 2 pieces, Wedgwood 2 pieces, Park Lane set. I'll kind of aim it down so you can kind of peek while I read this to you. Park Lane set, Sarah Coventry, Miracle, Carol Lee, Monet, Ralph Lauren, Trifari, Bob Mackie, and Zentel, plus a Juliana butterfly, which was never signed, and a big blue bow brooch. Some beautiful sterling silver pieces, a gold fill ring, some sets, and many mix and match pieces. Sterling silver wedding cake necklace with matching bracelet, huge topaz necklace, crystal necklace, damascene bracelets and pendant, glass pearls with fancy sterling silver clasp, coiled snake ring and bangle bracelet, coin bracelets and earrings, so many pretty pieces, no junk. I tried to bid on her other one that she mentions here with her broken pieces, but last minute got outbid at the last second by literally pennies. I was very disappointed. So whenever you're sure you want something, pick your maximum bid if it's a big item and go just a bit over that. Because if I had done $1 more, well, I don't know. Because I don't know what their maximum bid was, so I guess I could play that game all day. But some of the pieces that intrigued me in the pictures was this beautiful butterfly. I do collect rhinestone pins. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to keep this or not. I think it's beautiful, though. It is not signed, as she said. And then the other pin I was intrigued with is this one. And they're both worth, from what I can tell, about $15 each. Because we did buy this to resell. Now, the thing I was intrigued with is wedding cake necklace. What could that possibly be? Well, guess what? Believe it or not, this is what a wedding cake bracelet and necklace set looks like. I just thought it was lamp work, but if you look, It's got the gorgeous fiber optic beads. You can see that glow. It's got tiny little rhinestone spacers, some pearls, some crystals. It's got pink crystals all through it, and at the top there's a little tiny kind of smoky crystal, and this is sterling silver. And this is Mayer brand, M-A-I-R. I don't know if that shows up on camera, but it's M-A-I-R. And I've got the matching bracelet, which is equal to at least two a necklace, which is equal to at least two bracelets, maybe a little more. But the lampwork beads are just gorgeous. They've got glitter in them, and just a stunning set. And that alone I could sell for probably $20. And then let me show you a few of the rings. I thought this one was very pretty. They all are glass stones in the rings that I can tell. Because when you tap on them, like here's a glass bead, you can tell you're tapping on glass. And it's got the rhinestones and pretty detail work around it. And it looks old. Now I could not find any markings, but I would imagine this ring will bring about $10 to $15. And then there's another interesting ring, but now this one, also glass when you tap on it. You can tell glass. But this is an adjustable ring, so thought that was kind of interesting for a glass stone ring. And as far as I can tell, no markings. Now, I'm not going to tell you what all the makers are because I'm still figuring that out. I just mainly wanted to show the beauty of the lot. Now, this is a little hand-painted rose ring in a simple but very pretty setting. And obviously, it's not a fancy ring. It's not adjustable. It's just how it's soldered together. But very, very pretty. And here's the most beautiful ring in the whole box. This is absolutely stunning, and the lighting does it no justice. This has a rhinestone or a crystal in the middle. You can tell it's a crystal because of how brightly it shines. I'd hook up a lamp, but it'd give us a yellow light, and I really wanted more of a pure light. This piece, I'm not sure if I'm selling it or not. Even though it doesn't fit me, I don't think, well, I guess I could wear it. I just am in love with this ring. So, but if I sold this, I could probably get about 20 for it, 18 to 20. Let's see, is there any other rings? I think that was all the rings. Nope, one more. Little, I don't know if that's a cultured pearl or a glass pearl or what. But again, sounds like it's a glass. I don't know for sure. It's got what looks like a tiny little rhinestone on one side. I don't know if you can, I don't know. I just saw a little shimmer. I think there's a tiny little rhinestone right there. Yeah, there is. So it's just a very simple ring. Not very expensive. Not sure if I can sell this by itself, but maybe in a lot with a couple other items. Now this tree surprised us. This is actually worth a little bit of money. I can probably get about $20 for this. Of course, the name is Zentel, and I found this exact tree had sold for a decent amount. So we'll wait till Christmas and I'll list this. Kind of an unusual tree that caught our eyes. And then here's a little fleur-de-lis pin. And you know, even if I get 5 or 6 for it, which I don't know, it could be more. I haven't looked it up yet. That's profit when you add all of it up together. Here's the Wedgwood pieces. And they say Wedgwood on the back. The pendant. And let me see if I can get it to where you can read it. Where does it say it? It says Wedgwood, England on it. Let me see if I can get the camera to focus on that. I know you can see it better on this one, I think. Make sure I've got it. I just stuck my finger in your face there. Let's see. Let me open the pin so you can see. And what's kind of interesting is on the pin, your little pendant holder actually folds down out of the way. I don't want to hold this upside down. Okay, that should show you. Wedgwood, England. And I've got the pin with the ability to make it into a pendant. And in the pendant, simple pendant. And those are both Wedgwood. This is an interesting piece. It's a reverse cameo. I would say the word, but I'd probably butcher it. But there's a name for, this is glass. It's an amethyst glass. And they've carved the image into it instead of laying it on top, like a traditional cameo. You can see it's very translucent, very pretty, kind of a neat setting. Not the original chain, because I've seen one. Whether it was the original chain, I don't know, but it had amethyst glass, kind of like this. See how this is? These are clear glass. The chain had some of those on it. Now, whether they matched it up to that, I don't know. I've seen these with 3 different chains, and my chain is not like any of them, so I don't know. But it's a beautiful piece, and again, probably worth about somewhere between $12 and $20. Now, this is a pretty little set, still carded, and this is Park Lane. And you've got the pendant and a very delicate chain. You can see it's kind of a twist design, really pretty. And the 2 post earrings. I've got it taped down. That's how they had it when they sent it. And this keeps flipping, but this is actually a pretty holder on here. It's got like rhinestones on it. Let me get it flipped around so you can see. See how pretty that is? So it has little rhinestones. They're very sparkly, an unusual shape petal there. And again, probably 15 to 20, maybe a little more. These say gold filled, little hearts. It's gold filled on the package. Little hearts. I wouldn't imagine worth very much. They might have to be bundled with something else, but at least a few dollars. This is a very dainty set here. The chain is one of those whisper thin. I mean, they are those delicate, you can see by my hand. Very delicate chain. Let me see, I think it might actually have a little knot. Hold on. No, I don't think, wait a minute. Oh, hold on. There we go. And on here, make sure I have the top, got it reversed. You've got a little heart and key that is heavily rhinestoned that look like diamonds. It's very well done. Really very pretty set. Again, probably at least $8 to $12 because I don't think anything in here is real. It's all costume. Because this woman that sold it to me seemed to really know her stuff. Now this is interesting. And I wouldn't even know how to look for this, so anybody that knows anything about it. But there's 2 earrings. Let's see if I can get them close up. Very detailed, but they're very dull, and I don't like the color of them. And if I find they're not worth anything, I'm going to probably put a clear coating on them. I also have the pin to match. It's just that very dull. I don't know what they made it out of. And then there's a round bracelet to match. And then there is a open and close type clasp spring, I guess, bracelet. Not very big, but I mean, it doesn't quite fit me. And I know I'm overweight, but my wrists aren't the biggest you'll find. So this is for a fairly small person. I don't like the finish on them. There's a very good chance I will put some kind of a glossier finish on them if they're not worth money. Now this is a Bob Mackie piece. That I do know. Bright gold, doesn't look like it was ever worn, in mint condition. Just shiny. It's just whether or not you like the very 80s looking design. But this is Bob Mackie. It's probably worth about $5. I doubt much more than that. This is a very interesting piece. It's got coins from different parts of the world, Canada, Mexico, and I think the Philippines. And they have 2 of each coin on here. Don't know if there's any value to that at all, but it's in here, so, you know, maybe I can lot it with a couple other. As you know, I have so much jewelry, I can do some lots. This is a interesting piece. It's one that hinges and you can open it, but so far I can't get it to open. I'm assuming you push down, but I'm not going to break it. So it's a bow. Nothing, I don't see any markings on it. But like I said, I've still got a lot of research to do. But a simple gold bow. Now these are very unusual earrings. Very interesting. Kind of remind me a little bit of this, except it's got the shiny paint on it. It's almost an enamel coating, which I would assume you could get that look from nail polish. But it's got the rhinestones on the top. See if I can get a good close-up of that. Very unusual clip-ons, clip-on earrings. And I've got lots of vintage clip-ons, so I'm sure I can lot those out. Now this is the crystal, topaz crystal necklace. It's got some very large crystals on the bottom, and they slowly get smaller. But what I liked is how they did in between, with the 3 little beads in between each bead. And they're just gorgeous. Clear and elegant. So I'm assuming, despite the color, I might be able to get a little bit for that. Here is one I have not really researched yet, but it says Pisces on it. And looks like a fairly old pendant. And I don't see any markings on it. I do have a loop, and a few of them I was able to identify. Big chunky bracelet. Might take the pendant off and sell it separate. I haven't decided. That seems like an odd bracelet. And again, look how tiny. I don't know who could wear that. Most people I know have bigger wrists than that. Now this one says sterling on the little chain, and it also has the 925 on the hooks. So I don't know if the beads are sterling or not, but again, a very, very tiny piece that might end up just being taken apart. Oh, here's the snake ring. And I don't think it's got some initials on it. I can't really get them to show up. But eventually most of these are going to end up in my Etsy or eBay shop. This is kind of a weird piece, I thought. It's got some sort of saint or religious figure, it appears, and a fleur-de-lis, and a lion, and an elephant, and then the religious figure and the fleur-de-lis. It's a panel-style bracelet. No markings at all that I can find. So that just goes into that. And it's got an older style clasp, the kind that you push in like that. So your guess is as good as mine on that one. That's just kind of weird. Now this is actually a Coro. It might be worth a little something, but it's actually not terribly valuable. But it's a scarab bracelet. And I think on the green one is where the scarab, I'm trying to remember which one. I think it was the orange it showed up. That's probably worth about $10 to $15. Then there's this simple clasp, you know, just hook it into the heart. And I don't know if that's a glass. Let me see. Glass. It sounds like it might be a glass pearl on there. I don't see a signature. Oh, there is something, but I can't see it. So it's going to take me some time to get my loop out and really look at each and every item. Here's a pair of interesting earrings, kind of marcasite. I thought they were different and unusual and very, very reflective and pretty. That's the back, and there's the front. They've got the marcasite style gems, probably rhinestones, but they're very reflective and pretty. There's these pearls. You can see these are pretty old. I don't remember if these are signed or not. Many of these pieces are, and many of them aren't. There's the back, and there's the front. They're very pretty. And then a kind of a weird little frog lapel pin. I don't know if he's signed or not, but just a cute little gold. It looks almost new. Very bright gold. lapel pin. These probably will be taken apart unless I actually find they're worth something. They're gorgeous little round ceramic bead. And they're the old-fashioned screw-on style. It's got the flat front so that there's very little profile on the earring, and just kind of a really unusual ceramic tile. Very fine, feels like nice quality, beautiful beads. So that's still up in the air what I'm going to do with that. These are a couple of earrings that I don't feel are very valuable, but they're just a simple gold. Turn the volume off. I'm getting all these notifications on my phone. I want to make sure nothing interrupts my... Now, this one is really neat because these are not glass rhinestones. These are crystal. And you can tell by the reflection. When you have them in the light, they are extremely bright. They cut out the backs to let a lot of light in. This is actually a really high quality piece. As far as I can tell, there is no identification on it, but those are absolutely a crystal, not a glass rhinestone. You can see I think even on camera you can see the clarity. They're absolutely beautiful. And then what collection of vintage jewelry would be complete without an actual gorgeous rhinestone piece? And I like because it has a pear shape, the round, and then your traditional closed chain. And then up at the top you've got, with the clasp, a really pretty emerald cut, I believe that's called, with a square in between. And there is some markings, but like I said, this just came in last night. I haven't really had a chance to go through and really identify. Now, this one looks like an inexpensive piece. There's no markings, but it's absolutely beautiful. Again, it feels like a glass rhinestone. And it's just, the clarity is gorgeous. It's either a crystal or glass. I don't think the camera's picking up. I'm trying to get it to get that deep red. It's like a deep, deep, deep red, but very pretty and sparkly. And then it's got kind of a leaf design. I would imagine $10 for that, probably. This is a piece that's marked. It has a tag on it. It's not a real special piece, but I'm still going to research it. Might go in a lot with several other pins. And then this one's really pretty. It's got the black and pearl. And I don't know if those are glass pearls or not, or glass rhinestones. But it's very bright gold. Looks like it was never or hardly worn. Just a really pretty piece. Here's some more rhinestones. This is, I believe this is might be a Cora. No, this is Trifari. This one is actually a Trifari piece, a Trifari set. Very reflective, teardrop shaped stones. There's, I don't know if you can read the Trifari on there. Very nice, very lightly worn. They still have a lot of their life left. Kind of a swirl on each end, really pretty. I thought these were kind of a hoot, to be honest with you. Have you ever seen post earrings with that big of a stone? I mean, they look much bigger in person than they do in my hand. And these are a deep, deep aquamarine, not nearly as brilliant as they are on camera. They are kind of closer to that, but they're deep, much darker, so gorgeous, very reflective, and glass. So they are neat. No markings, have no clue. Never seen anything like that in my life. Then these are very lightweight. Don't know what material they are, but they've got a old-fashioned hook on the back. Very, very lightweight and dainty. Very pretty design. Not exactly sure if they're anything special. Now these are a hoot for sure. Can you imagine wearing that? It looks like I can't even imagine wearing that today. Let me hold my hand up so you can see it. It's round. Now, I'm thinking if these aren't worth anything, I'm going to take these tassels off and put a bead in between. I might even put a bead at the top. I'm going to play with these unless I find out they're worth something. Oh, this one's gorgeous. Another piece of glass. Rich, dark, burnt orange glass teardrop rhinestone. The gold is brilliant on this piece. It's got a square chain. And I don't know, there is some writing on that loop. I just haven't had a chance. Like I said, we got this last night and it was a busy night, but I just had to share it before. I didn't end up having the baby today, so I thought today would be a good day. Now these are both, I remember these were both signed, and I don't remember if they were Cora. I think these were my Cora. Yes, this is Cora. A beautiful bracelet. Just really pretty. Just a nice piece. And this also, I believe, was a Cora, if I'm not mistaken. I think these were the two pieces. Yeah. I don't know if you can read that. But they're Cora. Really pretty, the way they lay. And so those two are Cora. And again, none of this stuff's terribly expensive. Maybe about, if I put them in a lot together, I could get 15 or 20. Oh, I didn't show you this ring. This has like a tiger's eye in it. And I guess, again, it sounds like glass. So it's either stone or glass. And you can see from the bottom, there's the bottom of the stone. And it just has that reflective tiger's eye look. And the rhinestones around it. And look at how dainty and pretty that is. Again, though, look at, I don't have huge hands, and it doesn't fit my pinky. So some lady that wore a lot of this jewelry had teeny tiny little fingers. Now this one has a sterling silver clasp, which she mentions in the sale, in the listing. And it says sterling on it. It's very pretty. These are glass pearls. You can tell by the weight. I like the older look of them. They're kind of aged. But you can, if I don't know if it'll show up on camera, but it says sterling on there. Just really beautiful piece. This looks like a napkin ring. I don't know what else, or scarf ring. Not a napkin, a scarf ring. I can't imagine wearing that on my finger. So I think that might be for a scarf. No writing on it, just kind of a cool piece. And the same with this. It's either a ring for a very tiny person or a scarf ring. And then this is an interesting set. And again, it's worth about 12 bucks. It's Elizabeth. I think they called it Elizabeth Regent. Got the two earrings. And the bracelet. In beautiful shape. Really pretty. This is a Jelly Belly. There's some people have it listed as an apple. Some people as a cherry, but it looks like an apple to me, but it could go either way. And it's Jelly Belly, meaning it's a big round resin, because this isn't glass, in beautiful shape, no markings, and this is worth about $12. Here's the snake bracelet. I guess it's supposed to go with the snake ring, but they don't really match. This has much more detail in it. This says Spain. So it says Spain on the back. Very detailed little snake face. Interesting set. This one's interesting too. I can't really figure it out. The chain is absolutely very long. I mean, this would hang down. Holy cow, this has to be doubled. It would be way too long. It would be sitting, it'd be sitting so low you'd practically be sitting on it. So this has got to be a double chain. But this is like an etched look to it, and look at how much detail on the edging. It kind of reminds me of this pin I showed you. I don't remember where it went. I showed you one pin. This one kind of reminds me of the leaf on this one. Looks like quilling. If you were to do paper quilling, that's what that kind of reminds me of, is paper quilling. Very detailed, no markings. Even the clasp is very delicate and pretty. And I have a bracelet here that kind of reminds me of it. Where is that bracelet? Let me find it. Here it is. The bracelet may or may not go with it. I don't know. They both have a bird, but they're a different bird. But it's a similar color and style. So I don't think they go together, but they're similar. And it's a nice piece because they actually have the chain on it as well. So you don't lose it when you're wearing it. So I thought that was interesting. I thought you'd get a kick out of this next piece. Looks like a, I don't know if it's a little Dutch girl, but she's a Jelly Belly. She's got her little Jelly Belly jewel here. And she's got a lot of rhinestones. There's red all the way around, kind of ruby color. Red and white in the middle. And then these are little black stones here. And little black stones there. And more rhinestones in her arm and a pearl for a face. Actually, it's a full round pearl with a little hat on it. And it's a shoe, it looks like a shoe clip or something. I don't know. I've never seen anything with spikes on it. Maybe some kind of pin. It just goes through 2 times. I've never seen anything like that. So, very interesting piece. That intrigued me. This could be Bakelite, but unfortunately it's cracked. Looks like almost all the way through. I don't know if they glued it. But probably not worth anything as resell. This is another big amber piece. Again, big hunk of glass and some gorgeous beads around it. And some nice detail work. Really pretty. This is a nice looking older piece. It's got the flowers top and bottom. You can tell it's an older piece. Just, I don't know if you'd wear it like this or like this, but it's very dainty and pretty. There's another piece that has that same etching look. Could be Christmas. I'm not sure. It looks like a Christmas tree and snowflakes. My husband pointed out it looked like the Star of David. So if somebody knows something about it, I don't know. I haven't researched it yet at all. But again, like that other bracelet, it does have a chain. But if I remember correctly, this one had no markings on it at all. So then there's some more copper earrings. Kind of an unusual, kind of a teardrop copper. Teardrop copper earring. This is just an odd amber acrylic drop. Here's just a chain, a real pretty chain, but just simple chain by itself. Here's another pearl that has glass inserts, and they are glass, not acrylic, because when you tap an obvious glass against it, let me find the top of it because I think it's domed. I mean, they could be acrylic. I mean, they're very good quality, so it's possible. And I'm not exactly sure if those are glass pearls or not. And then these are I think these are the ones I thought were glass. Yeah, maybe these are the ones that are glass. Those might not be. These are glass. Very pretty. And I believe that's the end of our box. Let me see if I missed anything up here. I don't think so. So that's everything. But I just wanted to share this little fun find with you. I was very excited to get it. David and I went over the listing together and decided together to purchase it. And I'm very thrilled with it. And I just purchased this box at an estate sale, so we decided we'd put it in this box for now. So all of it will probably be listed. I'm still toying with whether I'm going to keep these 2 pieces for my personal collection. I might. This one, I'm pretty positive. I'm not as big an amber girl, so maybe this one will sell. It just depends on my mood and what I decide to do. I may keep them. I don't think I'll keep this one. That's not really my style. The pins I collect are more this style of rhinestone. So I thought this was gorgeous. I thought this was just going to be a take-apart piece, but it actually is a name brand. So this one could be worth 20 or 30. I'm not positive yet. But all told, when I did some math yesterday, I should be able to at least double what we spent when I sell it all. So, you know, you can't hope for much better than that. And there might be a couple pieces like this. I don't know what to charge for this. This is crystal. This could be just a piece I take apart, or it could be worth 20 bucks. I don't know. but it's obviously not glass. It's too reflective. And this gal who sells a lot of jewelry said it was crystal, so she may know her thing. All I know is that usually crystal is a lot more reflective than glass, and this has that clarity that glass doesn't always have. Now, whether the smaller ones are crystal, I don't know, but these bigger ones definitely look like it. So, that is my, oh, there's a couple other little pieces. This little tie tack or pin, an arrow. I don't know if that's worth anything. And I think that's the only thing I missed to show you. So, that is my wonderful little treasure chest. I could not be more excited with it. I'm just so happy with everything we got. We both had so much fun yet last night going through it. We were like two little kids that literally got a treasure chest, you know. And my husband's the one that suggested, why don't you get that little jewelry box out that you bought, and that way you can keep it in there. And I said, oh, that's a great idea. Because I just couldn't pass it up for $2. I couldn't leave without this. I thought I would sell it, but I wasn't sure, and now it's perfect for this. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And I appreciate you being so patient with me. When I started my channel, I did not literally know I was going to be babysitting within weeks. I'm glad I didn't know, because I might not have started my channel, and I really do love doing this channel. But I'll be honest, it's been really hard to get excited lately because I'm just so tired. And then with my husband on his new shift, I literally have an hour, less than an hour when she leaves, about a half hour from the time the baby leaves till he gets home, and then he's home every weekend. So I haven't had much time to work on stuff, but in literally a couple weeks, I'm going to have Tuesday through Friday, 40 hours a week that I can give you my full attention. So we're getting there. I thought it was going to be a few months, but it's only going to be a couple weeks. So, but for now, I hope you enjoyed this. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. It really helps my channel grow, and it helps me get suggested to new subscribers or to new viewers. And if you haven't subscribed, I'd sure appreciate a subscription. I do plan on doing a lot more stuff. If you look back in my history, I do all kinds of crafts, and I want to do a charm bracelet. I want to do some specific things for holidays. I'll still manage to get something out for Valentine's Day, and I'll definitely have some St. Patrick's and Easter. I just really appreciate your patience, because I've been frustrated, I won't lie. This channel means a lot to me, and I feel like I've not been doing my due diligence, but I just am, you know, kind of like when you're on the water and you look like you're still, but your feet are going a mile a minute. That's kind of how I feel. So we're getting there. So thank you again. And if anybody has an idea what this weird bracelet is, I'd sure appreciate it, because this panel bracelet struck me as an odd combination. Unless it's a personally made piece, and then it could just be stuff they loved. And that might be what it is, but they look like they're riveted on, so I think it was a professionally made piece. And it's got an older type clasp, so always open to ideas. So I'll be back soon. Thank you so much. Bye now.